News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. More hostages were released by militant group Hamas on the 5th day after Israel and Hamas agreed to extend the original 4-day ceasefire. The Israeli military said 12 hostages who were held in Gaza, 10 Israelis and 2 foreign nationals were driven to Israel. The Jewish state, in turn, is expected to release 30 Palestinian prisoners, of which 15 are women and the remaining 15 are young men. At the end of the original 4-day truce, Hamas released a total of 69 hostages, 50 Israelis and 19 foreign nationals, mostly from Thailand, while 150 Palestinians have been freed from Israeli jails. The ceasefire had been set to expire overnight into Tuesday, but both sides agreed to extend the pause to allow for the release of additional hostages held by Hamas and of Palestinian prisoners detained by Israel. With the release, around 141 hostages are still being held by Hamas in Gaza. The Qatari government helped in brokering the extension, while the United States is still calling for a truce as long as hostages are being released.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, former United States First Lady Rosalynn Carter, wife of former President Jimmy Carter, was honored in a service in Atlanta, Georgia, that was attended by all living First Ladies and 3 presidents. Besides 99-year-old Jimmy Carter, U.S. President Joe Biden, and former President Bill Clinton were among the attendees. First Lady Jill Biden, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and former First Ladies Melania Trump, Michelle Obama, and Laura Bush, as well as Vice President Kamala Harris and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, also attended the service. Sitting in front were the late First Lady's children, along with her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Rosalynn Carter died on November 19th at the age of 96. She was the second longest living First Lady of the United States behind Bess Truman, who died at 97. Funeral services is scheduled on the 29th in Plains, Georgia, followed by a private interment at the family's home.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And news from the Philippine Foreign Service Post, the Philippines was elected by acclamation as a member of the United Nations Committee on Conferences, or UNCOC, for the term 2024 to 2026. According to Ambassador Antonio M. Lagdameo, permanent representative of the Philippines to the United Nations, the election of the Philippines to the COC reinforces the Philippines' commitment to multilateralism. It shows the country's support for the UN as a forum for addressing global issues, fostering peace, and promoting sustainable development. In his statement, Ambassador Lagdameo said that Philippine participation in the COC can enhance the expertise of Filipino diplomats and officials in international conference management and diplomacy, benefiting the country's foreign service and providing them with more opportunities to engage diplomatically with other countries. Representing the Asia-Pacific group in the committee, the Philippines last held membership in the COC in 2014. Its renewed membership will provide the country with an opportunity to participate in discussions about administrative developments, innovations, and challenges related to conference management. These discussions often arise from issues that the department for General Assembly and Conference Management or DGACM highlights in the committee through the annual report of the Secretary General on the pattern of United Nations conferences. Specifically, the topics include the organization's conference and meeting calendar, utilization of conference servicing resources and facilities in New York, Geneva, Vienna, and Nairobi, including statistical data on the provision of conference services and the potential for harnessing information technology within the United Nations, among other subjects. As a member, the Philippines will attend both the organizational and substantive sessions of the committee, which are held for approximately 5 days during the first week of September every year. Throughout the year, the COC members review intersessional departures from the approved calendar of conferences and meetings. These includes extensions or additions of certain major UN meetings.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph, Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.